The woman before the mirror. They tell this story as if it began with a mirror, as if evil simply woke up one day and chose a crown. But that is a lie. This story did not begin in a palace. It began in a village that burned quietly, while good people watched and did nothing. Before she was called queen, before anyone whispered the words evil or witch, she was a girl who learned one painful truth too early. The world does not destroy women who are weak. It destroys women who are seen. This is the story they never told you. The story before the king, before the child with skin like snow, before the mirror learned how to speak. This is the story of how fear becomes power, how beauty becomes a curse, and how a woman survives a world that keeps trying to erase her. This is not the story of a villain. This is the story of how one is made. Grimhild was born in a small village that sat at the very edge of the great northern forest. The villagers called it the border place because it was where safety ended and mystery began. Beyond the trees, people believed strange things lived, spirits, old magic, things that remembered the world before kings. The village itself was poor, quiet, and careful. People there survived by knowing their place. You were either useful, invisible, or feared. Grimhild was noticed. From the time she could walk, people stared at her longer than they should. Some smiled, some frowned, some crossed themselves when she passed, as if beauty were a sign of danger. Her mother, Elsbeth, was a quiet woman with tired eyes. She worked as a seamstress, mending clothes for villagers who rarely paid her fully. Her hands were always rough, always bleeding, but she kept them clean. Elsbeth warned her daughter often. "Do not meet men's eyes for too long," she said. "Do not walk alone at dusk. Do not accept gifts." Grimhild did not understand why beauty required rules. She learned soon enough. By the time Grimhild reached her early teens, the village had begun to change toward her. Men lingered too close. Compliments felt heavy, not kind. Women grew short-tempered. Mothers whispered warnings to their daughters. "She thinks she's better than us. She will bring trouble." Girls like that always do. Grimhild tried to make herself smaller. She dressed plainly. She tied her hair back. She spoke softly. But beauty does not disappear when ignored. One evening, a baker's son followed her home. He did not touch her. He only spoke, but his words were enough. When Grimhild told her mother, Elsbeth went pale. "He will say it was you," her mother whispered. "They always do." And she was right. By morning, the village was buzzing with rumors. The baker's son had been led on. Grimhild had tempted him. Her silence was taken as guilt. From that day, the villagers stopped seeing her as a girl. They saw her as a problem waiting to happen. Winter came early that year. Elsbeth fell sick when the frost first touched the ground. It was not a loud illness. No screams, no blood, just a slow fading. Her breath grew shallow. Her hands trembled. Her eyes no longer focused. The village healer tried herbs and prayers. Nothing worked. "She will not last the winter," he said quietly. Grimhild stayed by her mother's side every night, holding her hand, listening to her breathe. She begged the healer again and again. "There is nothing more," he said. But on the coldest night of the year, when the moon was thin and sharp, someone knocked at the door. An old woman stood outside. She wore a dark cloak. Her hair was white, but her eyes were sharp. She smelled of smoke and earth. "I hear someone is dying," the woman said. Elsbeth tried to speak, but could not. The old woman looked at Grimhild. "Do you want her to live?" she asked. Grimhild nodded. The woman stepped inside.